There is enough on this planet for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's greeds. That is what Mahatma Gandhi said many, many years ago. But this world is still full of greedy people, selfish people, people who let this world sink deeper than the Titanic. And because of the greediness, more fish are caught than the ocean can replenish. Overfishing means there are simply too many big fisheries who exceed acceptable fishing levels and by that destroy the beautiful oceans. Due to this, fishes are unable to replace themselves by natural reproduction. It is unrealistic to forbid people from eating fish, but if we do not take action right now and we don't stop the overfishing, the oceans can be completely empty by 2050.
More than 85% of the worldwide fisheries are pushed to or beyond their biological limits. We have lost 99% of the European eels. We have lost 95% of the Pacific bluefin and the southern bluefin tunas. We have lost 99% of the northern codfish population. We urgently need to stop fishing more than our oceans can replenish. There's not just one problem that causes overfishing. This makes it extra difficult to eradicate overfishing. The following problems are the biggest at this moment.
First of all, the use of big fishing nets by fisheries, in particular Western ones, is a problem. With these huge nets, it's not possible to catch only one fish species, but automatically more different fish species are caught than necessary. In this way, 40% of all caught fish is bycatch. These fishes will die without ever being used, without a purpose. Another problem of the huge fishing nets is that they've been dragged over the bottom of the sea, and through this destroy entire coral reefs and other life on the bottom.
The next problem of the overfishing is the big economic impact of the Western companies who are fishing in other parts of the world, such as in Asia. Those big Western fisheries use giant factory ships that can capture and process large amounts of fish. The consequence is that there is not enough fish anymore to catch for the local fishers. For those local fishers, fishing is their only income, causing a big economic problem along the coast where those little fisheries are settled.
Another concern is that by overfishing, the biodiversity will disappear. Constantly fishing on a particular species causes that kind of fish to become extinct. When people fish a lot on krill, they eventually will run out, and the krill will die out. But thereby, the penguins will not have food anymore, so they extinct as well. And thereby the leopard seal, who eats the penguins, could die out. One day, only one fish species could go extinct, but before you can say Jack Robinson, a whole ecosystem collapsed. And so that's why overfishing has a very negative influence on the ecosystems.
An example of the consequences caused by overfishing is the collapse of the Atlantic Northwest cod fishery in Canada. In 1992, the whole cod fishery collapsed as a result of overfishing. The scientists in Canada did warn the government, but the government did not listen to the warnings of the scientists about overfishing. In the summer of 1992, when the northern cod biomass fell to merely 1% of its earlier level, the government saw that this had to stop and proclaimed a prohibition. After this, the northern cod fishery stopped existing, causing over 35,000 fishers and more than 400 coastal communities to become unemployed. And if we don't take action, the same thing will happen in Asia, Latin America, and in Africa. We urgently need to stop taking fish faster than our ocean is able to replace.
One of our methods to stop overfishing is to fish sustainable. Our meaning of sustainable fishing is that the area has to be well controlled. Fishing has to be moderated and should only be allowed on healthy stocks. Methods should not damage the bottom of the sea, and there should not be any unwanted bycatch of other species.
Big fisheries need to stop using big fishing nets as well. Those huge nets destroy all the life at the bottom of the sea. Therefore, there has to come a prohibition of those huge nets. Because of the big western fisheries, there's not enough fish to catch for the local fishers. And we don't want more and more people to become unemployed, do we? Therefore, we need to make agreements about who is fishing in what area and how much a company is allowed to catch. Another thing that has to change is fishing on one particular species. Constantly fishing one species causes that kind of fish to become extinct. Therefore, we need to discuss who is fishing in what area and what quantity. If we don't make agreements about that, lots of other ecosystems could go extinct.
To give the oceans the chance to recover, marine protected areas will be needed. Marine protected areas are areas in the sea where all life is protected and left alone. Not only plants and fishes, but all the organisms. If there will be more marine protected areas, fish populations have the chance to recover themselves by natural reproduction. The amount of fishes and plants will increase. Fishes will grow bigger, which results in more eggs. This has a positive effect on the areas around the marine protected areas. Then it's possible for fishermen to fish sustainably in the area outside the protected area. This way, fishes will be saved from going extinct.
And last but not least, to prevent that the same thing that happened in Canada, the collapsing of the cod fishery, will happen in other parts of the world, the government has to take action earlier. The government has to make marine ships available to control the fisheries. If we start today with taking action, making a change and protecting life underwater, there will be left a healthy underwater ecosystem, resulting in better above-water opportunities. There's enough on this planet for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's greeds. Thank you.